Black Lives Matter is everywhere. I think it's ridiculous because are we as black people that much of a consumer that we kind of made it mandatory to have that slogan everywhere? And companies feel like, I mean, do they feel bullied?
The ones that keep trying to subdivide black, that's the problem. Instead of just saying, hey, all black, everything is good.
Well, and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have founded the How Did We Get Here Civil Rights Action Network. How did we get here? All right, let's go, guys.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Never left.
We have a new location today. We on site.
We're at the Malvo estate.
At the mouth? I like it. This is nice.
Sorry.
So, what's new, guys? What have you guys been up to this week?
What's new?
What's new?
Right now.
This is week, what week is this?
Of what?
Of what?
Quarantine.
Over.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're in phase
Quarantine's over.
I'm self-quarantined. This is our quarantine is over
We're
party?
in phase 2 right now.
Phase 2, y'all.
We're at our phase 2 location.
Phase 2. Oh, we got to leave. Dang, I didn't even realize it. Because I've still been quarantined.
I think stores and stuff and gyms and stuff open up back Monday.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
We
right?
made it.
But you know what, though? I kind of feel like the protests kind of forced them to push it because I haven't been hearing about a lot of spikes. Because people been standing shoulder to shoulder during the protests.
Well, let me say
Well-
this. These dates have been in place before.
You're
Yeah,
right.
they have been.
You're probably right.
And it takes 2 weeks at least for symptoms to surface for the coronavirus.
So all the people protesting are going to be up in the hospital.
We won't know until
in a
another
couple
week or
weeks.
so for now.
They're gonna be laid up.
I can't breathe for real.
I can't breathe.
I
Literally.
really can't breathe now.
So how y'all feeling about this Black Lives Matter movement? Black Lives Matter is literally everywhere you look now. It is on windows. It's on your TV screen. It's everywhere. It's almost like taboo if stores don't have a Black Lives Matter sign.
Yeah.
Like
It's on Netflix too. Did y'all
it
know that?
is. I just
What's
saw
on
that today.
Netflix? What's on Netflix?
They have a Black Lives Matter section.
It's
like
on the streets now.
a cinema.
They got
Black
street
Lives-
signs with
No,
it.
before you play video games, they have something that comes on.
Yep.
They won't even allow you to play the game.
That's how Netflix
Until you
is.
click OK, Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, you either gotta say I want Black Lives Matter or
I don't.
If I was a racist,
I don't.
if I was a racist who hated black people, man, I'd be pissed off.
Well, let me tell you.
It's like they
So hold on.
bombarded it in my face right now.
So this is what I'm saying. This is why my opinion is, I don't know how much to trust it or not, but I think that's something good that's come out of it. Because now, I just feel comfortable walking up to white people and just saying, are you a racist? Just flat out. No, straight up, dog. Like, well, these people have said they're not racist. And those people are over
What
there.
are you?
I think
Well,
it's
you're
just a
racist or
bit
not?
ridiculous. I think it's a bit
Now is
ridiculous.
the time.
Now's the time. We go, like, if you
Let's
don't
put it
go,
on. It's out there now. What's up?
Yeah,
I
let's
think
just do it.
it's a bit ridiculous because black people. It's a shame that we are. Oh, me?
He looked over like, what?
Oh, sorry. No, not to your point.
No, go ahead.
I'm talking that the fact that Black Lives Matter is everywhere. I think it's ridiculous because are we as black people that much of a consumer that we kind of made it mandatory to have that slogan everywhere? And companies feel like, I mean, do they feel bullied?
Did we
into
make it
having
mandatory?
to do-
Or are they just saying,
That's a good
hey,
point.
we want some of that money?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. We're
Is it a marketing ploy?
our money, our dollar goes that far.
I think everybody's intentions are different.
But yeah, dude.
I think some are sincere, and I think some are being bullied, and I think others realize that there's a social movement that the social class of dollars that they want
I'm gonna take advantage of this.
is moving towards. Absolutely.
Well, I don't want to get hit.
I'm gonna take advantage of this
I want
trend.
to take a hit.
Or I don't want to take a hit
Like
by
I
not,
said,
not supporting.
Like I said,
Stand
being bullied into the idea of
Yeah.
But you know who's behind this movement though?
Who, Justin?
Black Lives Matter is funded by, I want to say Ford.
Also, it's not an organic movement.
It's not organic.
It's something that was
anymore. I think it
Soros.
started off as an organic.
It may have.
It started off under a black president. I'm pretty sure it was a.
It
Pretty
started
sure it
off-
was
There's three
It's
homosexual
Ferguson.
women who started it, first and foremost.
Okay.
And they're,
Who are the women?
Are they black?
I don't know their name. They are black.
Well,
I wanna
then,
look
well,
them
then
up.
that's all that
Who
matters.
And that black president was pro-homosexual.
Exactly.
Pull out my Google machine.
And George Soros.
And also, let me say this. Let me say this. I think homosexuality is.
It's on their website.
I think homosexuals have helped us in this acceptance movement. Dog, just follow me. Just follow me, bro. I think that the idea that people have wrapped their brains around having to accept homosexuality, it's on TV now.
If I can accept the gays, then I can accept some blacks.
I can at least accept.
You know what? I'll take the blacks over the gays.
Boom. And I'd
rather go get behind that.
I honestly think that it is something that, you know what I'm saying,
I think, like you said,
has softened the minds of America of things that they have been traditionally against for one reason or another.
I think, like you said, some. A good portion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see one of the ladies is a homosexual.
No, all three of them are homosexual.
One of them is married to a man.
That nigga be wrong.
Is it a...
Yeah. Welcome to my world. Alicia Garza is married to Malachi Garza.
That's probably a transgender man.
No, it's not.
Transgender.
It's probably a transgender man.
Woman. I'm not sure what you call that.
Cis,
The headache
sister transgender.
that comes with.
But to my point, in their creed on their website, they say that what I noticed that they're doing is they take these George Floyd and these Mike Brown moments, and then they pump their name up. Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter.
Co-op.
But what they really are about is in their message on their website, what they believe. And it's I can pull it up.
I don't think any black person is going to the Black Lives Matter website.
They not, but they should.
I don't
because
think
they're really about.
That's indicative of what's going on
I
up
think
here.
for us,
Think
Black
about
Lives
it.
Matter is just a slogan. I don't think anybody is.
No,
I
that's
think
the
maybe
thing.
white people are going to the website. Have y'all been to the
I've
website?
been to the website.
I think white people are going to.
So this is
Read
what
what
it
it
says.
says. Read
Have
what it
you been
says.
to the website?
We are guided
need
by
a
the
website.
Are you gonna listen?
gonna-
We are guided by the fact that all Black Lives Matter, regardless of actual perceived sexual identity, gender expression, economic status, ability, disability, religious beliefs or disbeliefs, immigration status, or location. We make space for transgender brothers and sisters to participate and lead. We are reflexive, and do the work required to dismantle cisgender privilege and uplift black trans folk, especially black trans women who continue to be disproportionately impacted by the trans antagonistic violence. We build a space that affirms black women and is free from sexism, misogyny, and environments in which men are centered. So this is pretty much.
So you're trying to say they anti-black men?
This sounds like a feminist. More.
It sounds like they're anti-heterosexual people.
This is what
All
they
right,
also say. We foster a queer affirming network.
What does this have to do
When
with
we gather-
black civil rights for all black
When
people?
we gather,
It doesn't. That's why I say most black people aren't thinking about this damn website.
And that's the problem.
But the
Because they're
website
getting
is-
behind a movement that isn't for them.
or it's ineffective.
It's not
or
for
their
them.
movement
It's
is
not
very
for us.
effective.
And George Soros, his
I-
organization pumped, I want to say $33 million into it in 2015.
Wow.
And they got a commitment from the Ford Foundation for $100 million over 5
To do
years.
what?
You
What
might
are
want to
they
tell who
doing?
George Soros is.
What has
George
Black
Soros-
Lives Matter done with that money?
They pretty much do what they're doing now, spray their name every goddamn way. Well,
It looks like they have chapters. Click on chapters.
they have challenges, but they donate their money to they show you they donate their money to presidential candidates who
as they should.
who propose stuff for
Transgender element, LGBTQ plus.
the LGBT.
Not
so you're
for
saying
black people.
Lives
Not
Matter
for
is
action.
It's not for
The
us.
people that they're going out there and standing up saying George Floyd shouldn't have died. You know, all these people.
You're like, yeah, George Floyd shouldn't have died, and queer folks should have more rights. You're like,
in the
what?
back of their mind. Yeah. In the back of their
Okay,
mind.
I can see.
So it's similar to the feminist movement, where it wasn't about
It's very similar.
women,
to-
it was about
And
white
as a
people.
straight black man, you can't even really move up in that organization. All of their front men are queers. And there's nothing against queers, but
they're not gonna rock with you
they're not
as a straight
with
man.
us. But they'll use us as a catapult to say, hey, George Floyd, because George Floyd wasn't a homosexual, but he died by the hands of some racism. So, and they're going to use that.
So I think this goes along to my point when I said earlier. I think we are grabbing behind the coattails of the homosexual community into the world of more acceptance, maybe not complete acceptance. I mean, I don't know how you.
We're gonna still be the second race citizen.
I don't know how you get accepted by people who hate you. I don't think
you can't.
I don't think that's possible.
Should you be trying to be accepted by people that hate you?
Nah, and I think we should really just and that's why I said, hey, look, if you hate me, you hate me, dog. Like, you don't have to fake for everybody else. Everybody else is doing this. It's fine. That's what I was trying to say before. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't like black people, it's fine, dog. Just let me know so I know who I'm dealing with. It's all right. Everybody else is proclaiming themselves to be pro-black. If that ain't you, cool. That's fine.
But I feel like Black Lives Matter has kind of allowed racists to hide even more. Because I read a meme that was saying basically the same people who are out there protesting, and there was a lot of white people out there protesting, would not allow their kids to go to the schools that our black children attend.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't let my kids go to the school that black children attend.
Yeah, but if they But what I'm saying is, I feel like they can.
Remind me, do not send my kids to A. That's a big copy.
That's a big
I feel like these protests, back on topic, allow for them to hide in plain sight even more than before.
Well, liberals are definitely people that black people shouldn't trust, because they're the ones
that's always hiding in plain sight.
They're the ones who hide in plain sight. They'll throw on the sheep clothes.
I don't feel like conservatives are it
the whole
too,
time,
though.
Most of them.
And I think Malcolm X said that shit best. He was like, liberals and Democrats, they like Fox, and and they act like your friend, because the Foxes is very conniving and
sly.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, the conservatives, Republicans, they're like wolves. They like, look, stay away from them. We don't fuck with them.
Go to the wolves.
These foxes are nice, but both of them want to eat you.
Yeah. But who would you rather deal with? A fox. So we like, Democrats. Right. Not realizing that they foxes. Or we just sit it aside. We be like, you know what? I'd rather go with them than the wolves.
Yeah, man. Because I've seen a lot of people.
Do you think that this is going to be effective, like this protest, this season that we're in? Do you think that real change is going to happen, or do you think that it's just...
What do you call real change?
I
think when you think about policies changing, real change for me would be boards changing. Like, when CEOs aren't all white, or with one black face at the end, I think for me that's real change.
But that's the thing.
Go
ahead.
Like people who could definitely advocate for the black community, becoming, qualified people getting into.
So are you think are you one of the people that want equality? Like,
I don't want equality, but I would like.
Inclusion.
Yeah, I would kind of like a seat at the table. I want representation. That's what I want.
You wanna know what I think? I think ultimately, yes, what you just said is gonna happen, but it's gonna be what we just pointed out. I think it's not gonna be people that represent us at that table. It's gonna be people that it's gonna be black people that represent the LGBTQ plus community, and they're gonna be speaking on behalf of us. But we may not necessarily agree with them, but because they're black, that's gonna be they black. So what's the problem? You can't complain. There's some black people here now.
Well, one thing
we have a whole board of black people. I mean, they're all LGBTQ plus, but hey,
what kinds of things would queer people like?
And that's what I'm thinking about.
As a black,
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's not about what they would like that I wouldn't like. It's about what am I going to do? What's the agenda that's going to be for all of us versus the agenda that is specifically for LGBTQ plus? Think about all the stuff that
I think
Obama
a
passed. A lot of it is all inclusive and not only inclusive of us. Whereas other groups have stuff that's passed for them that's only inclusive for them. What are we talking about here?
Like what?
Black Lives Matter.
Oh, I got you.
Malachi Garza.
Which is a man, as a woman.
Oh, that's a oh wow, that's a transgender
It started
person.
by 3 homosexual women.
You're always wrong, Kara.
I'm not. I didn't say it was. Well, I did.
So
but also to answer you guys' question, I don't think it's
This
going to be
was like
anything that we're going to be
her.
against.
you said what?
I don't think any of the policies that get passed or pushed will be anything that we necessarily are against.
Right.
But it's not going to be anything that benefits black people, period. It's going to be for black LGBTQ plus people. So it's not going to be anything. It's not going to be civil rights for black people.
I'm not.
I do
I'm
think
not
it's
sure.
kind of sneaky that to have a whole mission statement
right there
geared
in plain
toward
sight, too. They
queer
don't have it.
people.
That's what foxes do.
But this is what I'm saying. To you. John.
Foxes don't appear as predators. They always like.
Right. Right.
But then,
If you see it.
How they do it? Wait, hold on.
If you see them.
How they do it? Do it
That's
again.
the thing. They knew we
Do it
wouldn't
again.
see that.
yeah, because we ain't going
Black
to the
people
white
don't
side.
read.
We ain't
We don't
But
give a shit. We
my-
just follow whatever. We're reactionary.
My
We're not
point
proactive.
is-
We're reactive.
I guess my thing is then that we as a people are so divided in what is
Is
important
right.
to us.
Right.
We don't have a clear message.
I agree with
Man,
that.
listen.
100%.
Anything that's good for all black people is good for all black people. Period.
So what's the problem with?
So what's
That's not good for all black people. It's only good for gay people or queer people
Not that
or
they're
lesbian
pushing
people.
agendas.
Like what?
It does nothing for
The
him.
stuff, the laws that they
How?
gonna
It does-
pass is gonna be like anti-hate for gay people or anti.
It does nothing.
No,
It's not gonna do nothing.
It's gonna be anti-hate.
It's not.
It's not gonna just.
It's going to be anti-hate towards transgender marriage.
So hold on. All the hate crimes now, or all the hate laws, are they classify them as race prejudice.
But all we
sex,
benefiting from? Look
sex.
at Aubrey. What's the brother name in Texas?
But didn't he die in Atlanta?
No, it was
Yeah.
Texas.
No.
He
I
died.
thought
It was Georgia.
It was Georgia.
Yeah, they don't have hate crime laws there.
It was Georgia.
That's the real problem, and that's the
I don't
type.
think it would have applied though.
Hold on. But
But the
those
hate
are the type
crime,
of
the hate
things
crime laws
need
that
to
you're
change.
referring to, his case doesn't fall under any of them.
It would, hypothetically speaking, if that state carried that law. That law.
Listen to what I'm saying. The hate crimes that are against the law in these other states that you're referring to, it has nothing to do with his case. If he was a homosexual or a queer man, he would fall into that. But because he's not
not
it
for
wouldn't
blacks.
benefit him at all. That's the point I'm making.
Even that thing with what's the Juicy Smollett?
Well,
Juicy
why
Smollett.
then wouldn't it be our job to hold them as a black community?
Because
Hold
we're waiting
them
for somebody to hold our hand or somebody that we can get
We're
behind
always
instead of
looking for
us
our
stepping up and saying, hey,
leaders ourselves.
No, we
Yes.
need to hold the Black Lives Matter people to listen. Y'all need
most
to
of us don't even care. We just steady chanting Black Lives Matter and don't know what it's about.
That's what I'm saying. For us, it's more of a slogan than an actual organization.
Exactly. But what's going to happen is the organization, what they want is going to get passed in the laws, not what we want. But we're going to support that to happen.
Yeah, and we're making
Not knowing.
we pumping them up.
Yes.
We're making them get more validation.
We're helping
and give them
everybody
more
but
power.
ourselves.
By
Once
supporting-
again.
by supporting them.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
I don't strongly disagree, but I disagree.
Slightly disagree.
I think that I'm just speaking. I know that a lot of the gay, trans, all the letters.
LGBTQ plus.
That takes a long time to say, but
Or
yeah.
add to it later.
Whatever you
All
want to
of
throw
that.
in there. Green, orange,
Which is actually going to end up
Queer
being
people.
pedophilia.
pedophiles.
They're going to actually.
It's not yet.
It's
Justin, you can't say that.
If Biden get in there,
You know what? That's
4 or 5
hatred. What you're
years from now,
spewing is hatred, Justin.
that's what they're going to start talking about, man.
All I'm saying is the blacks that I know that are gay, they're black first. I don't see any of my gay friends saying I'm gonna pass a gay law first.
Not Billy Porter.
He's
Not the ones that don't.
he
Not
ain't
the
my
ones that
friend.
because your
Not the
friends
ones that
don't-
are on the forefront
Yeah,
of
your
the
friends
movement.
don't matter.
I do have
Not
a
the
friend
ones who
who's
have
very-
blue
Your
voices.
friends don't
I have a
matter.
friend who's very vocal and in the movement and on the forefront.
No, but is he going to make decisions happen? Is he going to make things move?
Is it a woman or a man?
She.
It's a she. But you know what though? What does Dave Chappelle say about the G's and the L's? Who get more? I think L's get a little bit more love out here, don't they?
Then the what? Then the G's?
Definitely than the T's.
Yeah, the T's is...
Yeah, they in the back. Yeah, they don't get no love.
Speaking of T's, did you see what Trump did with
yes, he
reversing their health care?
Yeah, who's there? Wait a minute. Because we're all... He reversed all of our health care?
Transgender.
But wait a minute. I thought what was good for them is going to affect us, right?
Yeah, but apparently it didn't. So
thank you.
But that's my point.
Because the stuff that was passed is for them. It's not for us.
Yeah. But what I'm telling you is there are things in terms of hate crimes that do fall under.
They don't be working out for us, dog.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
I think you think they
but
do.
That's
but
what
they don't.
Black. Okay, so now that's what Black Lives Matter stands for.
It's not.
Got you.
I think we need to hold them. I think we need to hold them
I'm not even
accountable
gonna do this.
for
I'm
what
not
their
gonna-
I don't think we
name
need to
stands
stop
for.
fucking with them.
What all Black lives.
I don't think we need to
All
hold them
Black
accountable.
lives.
Hey, can I just read something that?
Yeah.
Can I just read something real quick? This woman said, "I know right now we are in the midst of protesting / advocating for Black Lives Matter. And with that being said, I want to acknowledge the fact that we wouldn't be where we are today with LGBT rights if it wasn't for the help of Black trans women. They were a pivotal component in the LGBT rights movement, including the Stonewall Inn riots, which started on June 28, 1969. Please make note, the Stonewall riots was not the first time activists protested. However, it did play a huge role in the success of the movement. But we'll get to it.
Oh, everybody got an agenda.
Hold on. I just want to point out something at the end of this.
Gay people had a riot in 69?
As a result, nobody cares. As a result, the month of June has been officially designated to celebrate Pride in the United States. We celebrate Pride for many reasons. One of them being that at some point in history, it was illegal to be a part of an LGBT community. Oh, and guess what? Straight people have never had to fight for their right to marry nor their right to live because they weren't getting murdered for being straight. The reasons continue. The movement wasn't a one-night event. It took many nights and many protests to get to where we are today. Think about that as we are advocating and protesting for Black Lives Matter. Like I said in yesterday's post, this is only the beginning. Happy Pride Month. Black Lives Matter.
What's the problem with that?
What's the problem with it? It's sin.
That's
what the problem is.
I have nothing else to say.
Hold on, Kiara. First of all, Kiara.
It's sin.
That had nothing to do with George Floyd. It had nothing to do with his murder.
Okay.
It had nothing to do with protesting peacefully.
Okay.
And it had nothing to do with what everybody else is out
And
here.
this transgender
Who posted
Black
that?
Lives Matter member posted this.
Is it a leader?
I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Anybody can be a member
That's
of
what
Black
I'm trying to
Lives
highlight,
Matter.
the fact that they don't care about what we think they care about, what the masses think they care about.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. He was talking about the LGBT community in the Black Lives Matter movement.
So I just want to say,
Y'all always try to score him like he was in that community, but he was like, all I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Y'all
so
was like,
these
you with
guys,
them. Look left, look right, everybody's out of sight. He was like, y'all don't see me,
Y'all
dog.
don't see me.
Y'all don't hear me.
Right. Mike Jackson said that best, dog. But that's what they do. They just take our shit and piggyback off the shit. They take our problems and piggyback off the shit and then be like, hey, now that y'all looking at this, now it's time for us to shine. That's what you call
I
a
just
hate.
want to talk about some of the things that I think Black Lives Matter has done. I want to say big ups to Minnesota who passed the
snake.
Was it Minnesota?
Yeah, slick.
It might have been New York that passed the no chokeholds law. It's illegal now in New York to do chokeholds. That is the Black Lives Matter thing.
No. But is it just for black people or is it no chokehold?
No chokeholds, period. And then where's Breonna?
That was in Texas.
Texas. They had Breonna's law now where you cannot do a no-knock warrant. So those are things that are happening politically as a result of
and I'm glad. And
that's not just for gay people that don't get.
But that isn't a result of George Floyd. That isn't a result of George Floyd and Black Lives Matter, though.
That's not a part of Black Lives Matter.
That's not about
Black people. This is for you too. Okay?
No, listen to what I'm saying. All the stuff that you just
had nothing to do with Black Lives
Matter didn't support that.
There was a
grassroots organic movement that came to place and fought for that stuff.
Right.
The Breonna Taylor or whatever her name is joint and all of that, and the the choke slam joint. That's another person that died. It was a black person. So Black Lives Matter didn't say anything about.
So you're saying Black Lives Matter did not support Breonna's? What's her name? Taylor. I keep wanting. I'm thinking of Tiana Taylor. Sidebar.
What do you call support? Because me going and posting Black Lives Matter
or
hashtag Black Lives Matter
or bring justice for her family.
That's not Black Lives Matter supporting that, getting behind that. The organization getting behind
What was
that.
that black screen that everybody was posting too?
Oh, the blackout.
Like that, we be doing some stupid shit, man.
As usual.
It wasn't for us to do.
Because then after everybody started blacking out, then
it wasn't for us. It was for all the companies that were owned by non-black people to show support for us. So they were going to black out for a day so that our stuff would be the only thing that's being highlighted. But of course, the dumb niggas that don't read or just go with anything like Black Lives Matter, this was like, hey, I got a black business, I'm a black out. I'm a black man, I'm a black out. You don't black out in a time like this.
I didn't do it because
you keep your voice going.
Yeah.
So do you think that was actually done for us?
Maybe.
The person that organized that put it out there. Yes. So that was that was the intention.
So
she was trying to speak truth to light. And people was like, I'm about to put
No. The person that came up with the whole idea was like, hey, all the non-black companies
black out.
We're gonna black out.
Yeah, but you sent me the post and she said
the lady was clarifying that I sent you was clarifying because people was like,
fuck that.
Blackout time. And it was like, no, you don't need to black out. You're black.
Yeah.
Why would you black out as a black person?
They didn't understand it.
They're dumb. That's what it is.
Well, I certainly didn't get those directions, but it's hard enough for me to change the profile picture, so I just didn't post that.
I just think that we all need to do our due diligence, and that's something that we all don't do. Yeah,
that's true. But it's
we just go with the flow.
We can't get on the united message because there's so many people that feel like there are other issues that identify them are at the forefront. You're worried about
no.
You worried about black
kids. We worried about black people. We're not worried about gay black people or black people with Reeboks or black people with snotty noses. We worried about all black people.
Conservative black people over here. We worried about. It's just too many different things that are important to people.
No, the ones that keep trying to subdivide black, that's the problem. Instead of just saying, hey, all black everything is good. Not all black gay, all black lesbian, all black green shoes, all black white teeth. No, all black everything. We're going to have rights, civil rights for all black people. If you're black, you're included. I don't need to say the black man holding the flashlight or the black man with the water bottle or the black woman that can say her ABCs backwards. I don't need to do all of that. You black, you included.
That's a difficult thing to do. That's something that
and just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have founded the How Did We Get Here Civil Rights Action Network.
That's our new jump. That's our
to
new
donate.
That's our new movement.
Donate. How did we get here?
Why do black people don't have rights?
Civil Rights Action Network.
Still don't got rights.
Yeah, look, I apologize for being so passionate about it, but I'm just sick of it, all right? I'm sick of it.
Y'all forgot somebody in heaven now.
I don't think you need to apologize for being passionate about it. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Warren, I'm just sick of it.
Sick of it. That's my man. We be joking about that joint. I'm sick of it. He said he be saying that to his kids.
I will say though, y'all didn't really say nothing about this, but how would you feel if you lost your health care? The government was just like, oh yeah.
When I was 22 years old, I lost my health care.
What was it? Like, I need specifics because is it like you can't get
surgery?
The surgery to train, like it's not covered under it, like it's elective.
Oh, you don't have no health care at all?
Like, that's what I want to know.
If you got a
Because you
job,
got
you probably
Obamacare, so
healthcare.
everybody has health care.
You reversed that too, didn't you?
No. Did he?
I think you did, man. I'm not sure.
My point is, what was the point of the health care? Is it that you can't
Okay,
go
so he
anywhere
changed.
somebody knows?
Obama changed the federal health care guidelines in 2016 to expand sex-based protections based to include protections based on gender.
Okay, baby girl. I see you.
Remind
me not to say
So
my
this
piece.
this includes protections based to include protections. This article is reading. Can you read this? Because I know it's not just me. I ain't been drinking that damn much. But okay, it includes.
Don't do that.
I'ma read it literally.
Hey, we'll be right back after this break.
And on that note, we're gonna take a break.
Don't do me like that. Based on gender identity, which may be male, female, neither, or a combination of male and female. His administration also pushed for discrimination protections for those who have had abortions.
Now,
So we don't know the
Damn,
actual
stuff that's not
That's
good
what
for us.
that's what Obama.
that's what Obama did.
But that doesn't tell
And
me
you
whether you could have the procedure to cut your penis off is covered under your your work. Because before that was elective, right? You had to pay out of pocket. So if he passed something to say now
It's
that
included in your
is
health care.
right? So did he overturn that?
He might have.
Or did he say if you transgender you can't go in if you have a runny nose?
Nah, that ain't nothing like that. Ain't
Nah,
nothing like that.
it's for the
little
surgeries
extra shit.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So the elective procedures that you decide that you want to
Yeah.
Now you see
your
how
body.
Barack Obama did something specific for a specific group of people, right?
Go
And then
deep.
he got the audacity to come out here and be like, hey, we need to stop, think, and stop the rioting and all this type of shit, and come together as a people. All this little positive shit about black people, and now he actually trying to say shit about black people in specific.
Well,
now that
before-
he's out of the office, but when he was in office, when Trayvon Martin and all them Bammers got killed, this Bammer passed a law for police.
What was that?
I don't know the law, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Damn, I mean, he passed a law for it.
I was like, you threw the lob up. I went up and tapped it. So you to be like, wow. Damn.
I'm gonna have to read this when I'm sober, and I'm not even trying to be funny because it's just confusing with all these definitions with cis,
Kiera,
gender.
that's done on purpose.
Their lifestyle is confusing, babe.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I'm getting the terms all messed up. And
You know why? Because
identify
you're not included into this.
It's not normal.
It's not for you.
But I will say it's not right. I didn't mean to laugh. It's not right.
Edit that out.
No, it's really not right. If we were paying for something before, especially health wise, I feel like that's just a basic right. Everybody should
The United
have.
States is a business. If they decide
It is.
if you
The
go
United
into a
States is a
before
business.
it was free and now it ain't.
I think people realizing that now. But the law that Obama signed was the Blue Alert law to protect police. So
Here's the thing, though.
What's that have to do with transgender?
I'm sitting here.
It was what he did when he was in office, when black people was being murdered by police officers, and people were saying, "Hey, this needs to stop." Barack Obama had the nerve to say, "Hey, police, here's a little bit of extra protection for you." That shows you where his true.
He's like, man, the streets is getting hot, so let me help y'all a little more. Even though,
well, as a president, it's not his job to help one demographic of people.
He did with that law, with the transgender law. He did that.
Hey, man, I have black friends.
Nah, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you're looking for him to do specific things, you gotta
But he did specific things for gay people.
He did specific things for Jewish people.
And
He
Jewish
did,
people.
yes.
He did specific things for all.
But the only people he didn't do specific things
What
for.
did he do for Jewish people?
What did he? Wait. He didn't do nothing for black people.
What did he do? We know
He
what
didn't
he
do
did
nothing
gay
for
people.
black
He did the
straight
bathroom
people.
thing for gay people.
What's the bathroom thing?
Transgender.
He didn't do anything for black straight people. Black heterosexual men. He didn't do anything for black heterosexual men. I think he did something for black heterosexual women.
You would look out.
Well, you know where you
are.
No, he
He
didn't do
does
anything
look up for
specific
where
for him.
he is.
Oh.
Say it again.
Allegedly.
What'd you say?
Man, there still was a homosexual that was murdered, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I don't know about that.
Y'all, who y'all voting for?
Nobody, baby.
Y'all ain't done talking politics? You want to talk more politics?
No, I actually am. Let's lighten it
All right,
up.
well, go ahead.
I think I beat that nail.
Yeah.
You too can be a member of the How Did We Get Here Civil Rights Action Network.
Cause I'm sick of it, alright?
If you're sick of it, reach out to us and How Did We Get Here show.
Go for me.
Yes, we need to lighten this up. It's nothing light these days, though.
It's a real shit
Everything
going on
we
here.
have to talk about is dark.
And that's the thing, though. Like, I'm not even trying to be on some old anti-LGBTQ plus. Like, the thing about it is, right now, George Floyd was not an LGBTQ plus member, as far as we know. So what the fuck does that have to do with anything? He was a black person. That's what this whole shit should be about. Not black LGBTQ plus. No, all black people that have the potential to get treated the way he was treated.
So what they got to do with thirst traps?
Right, we're lightening this up. Okay.
Just wanted to say that.
We can talk about Candace Owens. That's a good
She talking about
merger.
Yeah, she talking about.
But apparently she was a thirst trap, allegedly, right?
Well,
I
that's
don't know
what
nothing
this
about
dude
Candace
said.
Owens. You gotta tell me what happened.
That's what this dude said.
Oh man, but you know that I saw a story on her though about how
She was a fat.
she came into politics.
Oh yeah.
Did you guys know that when she was in high school, I believe, she was racially discriminated against?
Oh yeah, I did hear.
And that was a big deal in her hometown.
Yeah.
And that's how her name became a household name, because some white boys were calling and threatening her, saying that they were going to kill her and shoot her in the back
She
of the
was
head
discriminated against.
because
And she
she
still
was black.
married the white man after that.
Facts.
That's how she came into. That's how
And she
her
still
name became a
talked the way
household
she
name
talked.
years ago.
And she still talks the way she talks. Man.
Wow.
Let
Well,
you know where she stands.
I'm gonna just say one thing that has lightened my mood is the versus battle. Did you guys tune in to any of these versus battles?
There has been versus battles lately.
Well,
Right.
the last one I saw was John. I want to say John P. Key. No,
Hezekiah.
No,
the gospel
no. It was the
Kurt
gospel.
Franklin.
Oh,
Kirk Franklin and
Fred
Hammond.
You think any of them niggas gonna know about that?
I knew about it because she was blasting
He
it.
knew.
Justin be listening to the gospel.
Did you watch it?
I did not. But it's not because it was gospel. It's because I'm not interested in any of the verses.
Well, I will say it's getting a little old now, but
Why? I mean, all they're doing is playing all of their favorite songs, which I have several playlists in my phone where I can, if I want to listen to them.
I can do that tomorrow.
All I'm doing is watching them do it and bob their head to their own music.
and talk about inspiration and
I like the ones that do that, like the Babyface joint where he was talking about how he created some of the stuff. I thought that was
Did you
dope.
watch the Babyface one? No?
The second time or the first time?
The second time.
I was over it after the
first time was funny as hell.
No, he did a Waiting to Exhale concert.
So the one that I did,
That joint was job better than Teddy.
Oh, there's
him
two
and
different.
versus
Oh,
Teddy
there's two
Riley.
different conversations. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know which one to jump on.
I might have to watch
Okay.
it on YouTube or something.
Exhale.
Babyface did the Waiting to Exhale.
Yeah.
I missed that one. I've been missing all of them. I see people talking. There's a reggae one apparently.
I don't know. Go ahead, Justin. My bad. What was you saying?
I don't even remember, man.
I was at
He said it was stupid.
I was at my local Amish market and with my coworker, and she ran into a guy that she was real good friends with, and he was a tour bus driver for a lot of celebrities. And she was like, name a celebrity you probably drove, you know. And I was asking him, I was like, man, so you know what you been doing? He said, man, we shut down for the rest of the year, and maybe a lot of the next year too, because ours is not gonna be touring nowhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he was just like, I just been,
You gotta have a job.
I'm chilling every day, you know. So there's gonna be a lot more verses for some shit along them lines.
Yeah.
I've been seeing artists doing local
And
concerts.
some people are charging. Like Erykah Badu charged. Yeah, for her.
She charged what?
It's like $1, $2.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
For you to see her,
see her concert.
perform. Yeah. A lot of people are doing it for free, but she charged.
Yeah, she charged like $1 or something like that.
Now I did enjoy that versus. I did see the joint with her and Jill Scott.
That was good.
I thought that was cool.
I really thought the Kirk Franklin one was beautiful too.
Yeah,
he brought up
it was
Timberland.
inspirational. I saw like 5 minutes of it.
Tamala.
Oh, Tamala. I thought you said
Oh,
Tamala.
I did see
T.D. Jakes was there.
Yeah,
He brought everybody out. Marvin
Sapp,
Sapp was in that joint.
Yeah. Before we go to break, I want to give a shout out to
All the homosexuals.
Browndages because I'm giving a big fuck you to.
What?
Talk about it.
No, I'm gonna get this off my chest.
All right. Get it off your chest.
How long have you used Band-Aids? I've used Band-Aids. I know I've used Band-Aids my whole goddamn life. And this year, 2020, they just now gave a little advertisement with some dark brown Band-Aids on it. You have had at least my whole lifetime to create Band-Aids of different shades, but it was not important to you until it became trendy. That is my issue with Band-Aids, and that's the reason I will be supporting the black-owned company, Browndages.
All right, let me just say something. Because y'all getting on my nerves with this shit. Like, you can't really...
Get off your chest, Buns.
No, like, you can't... Sometimes it just seems like you can't... And just letting y'all know, because I am black too. But to people who don't understand us and don't get us, sometimes it just feels like you can't please them, right?
You damned if you do it.
Hold on. Just let me finish. Just let me finish. Like, I understand your attitude, but I don't really support it.
I don't support it either. Brother.
And I understand black people who are confused or black people who are weary. Like, yo, should I trust this? Is this okay? Like, is this something that I should actually get excited or get up for? Because at no other point in time in history or in our lives, forget our lives, in history, has anything ever actually worked towards our favor in the end.
Or been catered to us. So the idea that this is happening is almost like
BET.
It's almost like, this is too good to be true. So
it is.
So we went. So this goes back to there was a story in NASCAR.
Jet magazine.
I don't know if y'all heard about the one black guy in NASCAR. The one black guy in NASCAR. NASCAR came to this guy and was like, "Hey, you're black. We're not. How do we help us?" And he said, "Well, for starters, you could do something that you're supposed to do 20, 30 years ago and ban the goddamn Confederate flag from all of your events."
His name is Bubba Wireless.
His name is Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
The only black.
He's a driver. He's a NASCAR series driver.
Yeah.
And NASCAR was like, okay. And they banned it. Now, let me say this.
I think he would know too. His name is Bubba.
So listen, I guess the president or whoever from NASCAR has gotten death threats. Bubba Wallace has gotten ignorant threats sent to him. There was a driver who quit.
But he was a bum.
That guy, nobody knew who he was. NASCAR themselves said we had to Google who you were.
Yeah, that's I was like, you with us?
That was the funniest thing.
NASCAR did go on him.
They
carried him.
Bruh, who are you?
They carried him in 3 different ways. One, we don't know you.
So listen.
12 fans will be.
So listen to this.
Yes.
So listen to this. This is the point, and all that stuff is cool, right? All that stuff. We can go on forever about that topic, but think about this. Think about the fact that the Confederate flag is still allowed or has been allowed to fly freely in this fucking country, right?
Inside that loss.
Do you understand how stupid that is? Okay, so just for y'all who don't really understand how it worked, they basically fought for the South. It was a civil war. The side who was for slavery lost.
The South.
They ran home with their tails between their legs. And somehow they still wave this flag fucking freely. That is the equivalent to Nazis in Germany, still to this day walking around. Yes, absolutely, yes it is. Nah. You think Germany will allow? Hold on. You think Germany will allow the Nazi? The point is that it's treason. It was treason against that union. You understand what I'm saying? Right? So it is the equivalent. So it is the equivalent of raising a Nazi flag in Germany and Germany being okay with it. Like, you know what? It's okay. Y'all got that.
I'm just saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
Way more
I just have a question. So if y'all are against Black Lives Matter because they are mainly...
Are you a member of Black Lives Matter?
No.
Oh, I was just
Does that mean that you support all lives matter?
And that's the other thing. And that's the other thing I was gonna get into with y'all about that too, because you have to understand that there is a.
I don't support either one of those movements.
Either one of them either. I don't support Blue Lives Matter either. I just be over here in my lane, man, just trying to be an Israelite.
You supporting the How Did We Get Here Civil Rights Action Network?
I do support civil rights for all black people. Period.
The whole point of me telling the story was, instead of getting mad at the fact that they did something that they should have did 50 years ago, I would say take pride in the idea that they actually did something that they were supposed to do, because doing the right thing, although you do it late, doesn't actually make it any better, but it is applaudable. It is applaudable.
I don't think you can say anything negative about what they're doing.
Right, but it's not anything to get excited about. Is
Isn't
what
it
I'm
enough
saying.
to have
you know why?
Would you go to a race?
No, because I'm not interested in NASCAR. That's why I'm not
that's
going.
a lot of white people are enraged with the flag not being there.
No, they're enraged because they're racists. No, because they're racists. That's why. There's no way that you're not.
Well, it's a southern sport.
But they still like, man, black people don't even be here.
This is our thing.
This is our thing. They can do football, basketball. Some of them do baseball, but not really. But this is ours.
This is our
This is our
thing.
place to be.
All right.
Our sanctuary.
Open racist.
They can have our flag and fly it over
NASCAR.
This is a southern thing, baby.
That's stupid.
They are stupid.
It's dumb, dog. It's dumb. And I heard somebody else say this. Like, it's at the point now where white people just can't be quiet. They gotta say they have to get off the fence one way or another. Which is why I go back to what I said earlier. I'm just gonna start walking up to white people and asking them.
Don't do that.
You're not gonna get no.
Are you? Well, obviously I'm not gonna do it. Obviously I'm exaggerating.
Okay.
But if it comes up.
But what I'm saying, yeah, in a situation where it's just like, oh, okay, people are obviously for one thing, and like right now there's division. There's obvious division, right?
It's a lot more cooperation for black people at this point in time. That I've seen.
What do you mean there's more cooperation from black people? What do you mean?
I said for black people.
Yeah. But what I'm saying, in doing that, a lot of other type of people are getting upset.
Yeah, some of them are getting
You
upset.
understand what I'm saying?
But there's a lot more white people that's out here also. Hey, I stand with the black people now. Corporations, you know, they with the shits now.
How y'all feel about Drew Brees and what he said?
He looks stupid, but you know.
He put his foot in his mouth.
All right, but do y'all believe him when he said? Now, see,
I don't believe his apology.
You don't believe his apology. You don't think that there was ignorance and not.
Here's the thing: Drew Brees in 2018 said something that he was supporting.
I remember that.
He was supporting that movement and stuff, and then now all of a sudden he hit the so he did that shit on purpose, man. And then it backfired on him.
So you think the backlash is really the thing that scared
Ain't that
them?
always the thing that make people apologize for the most part?
And
outside of wanting to feel better themselves.
And I guess that's why I be like, sometimes I'm defeated by the whole thought process of trying to change people's minds who don't like you, dog. Like I'm not here for that. I don't care, dog. You don't have to like me, but I do. But however, I do feel like you should not be able to treat me a certain way based on that, and everybody else is supposed to be okay with it. Like, if you're going to do that, then be proud of it, and deal with those consequences. But there needs to be consequences.
You want racists,
and that's all I'm saying.
You want racists to wear their racism on their sleeve.
Why not?
Scarlet letter
What the
racism.
hell? I mean, so what?
I prefer they do that myself, to be honest with you.
Hey, but look, I want to discuss something that I experienced with my wife. She experienced the joy. There's a group for mothers in a certain area, right? And that area is a predominantly white area, right? But since all of this has gone on, even the Netflix thing, like they just post stuff into the group chat, right? I think it's like a Facebook group or something like that. But there have been women, non-black women, that have been posting stuff in there like, man, you know what? I watched the 13 or some other show that falls under the Black Lives Matter segment on Netflix or something like that, and they're like, you know what? I get it now. This is awful, and this has got to change. Like they didn't get it before. But now that they've watched movies, I'm just telling you about an experience, something that we've experienced.
It's not just the movies that they were watching; it's the George Floyd thing. Because everybody saw that George Floyd thing.
Well, that opened their eyes, and their whole rioting and all that made them say, "What's going on? What's happening?" Yeah. And now they saw something that brought some truth to light that they didn't see before.
You got NFL.
Listen, I do believe that there are white people who had just been basking in the glory of their privilege and really just didn't understand the levels of the struggle or the levels.
Ignorance is bliss.
No, absolutely, and I think I'm happy for that. So I will say that I'm happy for that. But again. No, how happy can you get, or how happy can you be?
I don't really trust white women,
and that's what I'm saying.
So I feel like
you say you trust white women?
No.
Oh.
So I feel like.
Oh, you think they snaking us?
I do.
They just put that out there.
I can't really trust that. There's so many Amy Coopers out there.
Is that why you have a problem with them dating black men?
Oh, that's the whole. Y'all really want to go there? I don't have an issue. I've already said.
Clearly, you do.
If it's true love.
Well,
how do you know it's true love?
But you still have
what is love?
Are you the true love detector?
Like that's not true love right now.
I don't know. But you know. You know when you know. You know when you know.
You know when. That doesn't make any sense. What you
just
said.
My neighbor is a black man. He's married to this lady. She got to be like, I don't know, 400 pounds. She's white.
He loves her.
You think that's true love? He's significantly younger.
How much money she got?
He's I don't know. That's the thing.
He's significantly younger.
He ain't that much younger.
But I will say, shout out to Loving Day.
If she
Loving Day is the day that Virginia made interracial marriage is legal. It was June 12th. So yeah,
Virginia made interracial marriage.
Do you know that marriage was a statutory rape? Would be considered statutory rape today?
To this day.
The man and
the woman,
because the man was white.
Yeah, but that nigga was like 30, and she was like 14.
Wow, she was 14.
Why she?
I thought she was 13.
Nobody knows that. You know why? Because we just react to everything. We never say, "Let me look into this."
Then we shout it out on their show.
Yes.
So, but the issue wasn't about their age. The issue was about
the race,
black and white.
Yeah. And there are people who still marry spouses 15 years older.
Yeah, but not when you are only 15. You can be able to.
Well, you have to think about the time. You have to think about that time.
But it's not
15-year-olds worse.
What's wrong, man?
How do you think these grandparents had 10 and 15 kids?
Hey, John, it's not just R. Kelly. Other countries do it too.
Right.
And other countries, that's how it is.
Killing me. Yeah.
There's no way that your grandparents got to 15 and 16, 17 kids without starting at 15, 16, and 17.
I know somebody personally that's a result of that.
You can't start at 30 and have 15
If you had 15 kids. No.
You got to start at 12.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's kind of gross.
I did not know that though. But that doesn't change the fact that it was illegal. And they, trailblazed the way to make interracial marriages legal.
Which is a good thing.
Would you want to have sex with a 12-year-old?
Absolutely not.
A 15-year-old?
But men do. Would you?
Oh, now.
Wait, what? How you know men do? You
Because
don't know what men do. If you understood men,
and a younger woman.
That's a good point.
Almost all the
time.
time.
You all these women get arrested.
Yeah.
At school for smashing their
heads. It's not all one. It's about a handful.
Nah, I'm talking about.
It's about a handful of women versus the number of men who get trapped up in schools. Hello.
Nah, because boys don't tell.
Catch that T, okay?
Yeah, boys don't tell.
Boys don't tell.
If
a boy smashing his teacher, he gonna get high fives if he tells somebody.
Right. It's right.
Or he gonna keep it secret because he want to keep it going.
It's supported.
Yeah, he know if he get the high fives, he ain't gonna get to tell.
There's nothing someone who doesn't make money can do for me.
Who doesn't make money for you?
Yeah, that's the first thing that's attractive to me.
So if it was a 15-year-old rich kid.
Right.
So let me.
That ain't his money.
Hold on, Kiara. Let me ask you a question. What if they decide tomorrow to change the idea that money has no more value?
Then what?
So you would have gave a little bow wow. So.
That's unlikely.
That's unlikely, but it is unlikely. But my point is that your attraction to somebody is arbitrary.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. I don't think
it's still a factor in what I consider attractive.
Would it be gold then? How much gold they can mine?
Yeah. It would be.
How many bricks can you lay?
Did y'all see this guy on Instagram? This is on Melanin Shade Room. And he's posting pictures of all the shit he can do. Like, he could, it says, I can cook and remodel a house.
Oh, that guy.
And then, I'm telling you, these floors look really good. I mean,
he got a picture. What is the picture of?
The picture is of the floors. They're super shiny and slicked back, and it's like a great room. The wood, it's like it could be. It's a natural color wood, and then his food. It looks like he has lobster over mashed potatoes.
He ain't do none of that shit, dog.
Crab meat.
He stole that picture from other people
with a lemon wedge.
I guarantee it.
And then here it looks like he has some kind of honey glazed salmon.
No, think about it, dog.
Over a bed of rice.
His man is the one that do the work. He just knows somebody.
Come on, dog.
So somebody.
Look, send me that picture, dog.
He might actually be there and be like,
right. I know what I'm gonna do.
Somebody, a girl, hit him up. Like, you got a partner? Like, what's up? Are you currently looking? What are you looking for in a partner? Like shooting, I guess whatever single people do when they try to meet people these days. Mm-hmm. And
he might not be gay.
He said, "I have a partner. I do have a partner."
Yeah, he did. And she was like, "Then why advertise yourself like that, Mister?"
I don't think he did anything wrong. I think the internet is stupid.
Was he thirst trapping though?
No, he wasn't thirst trapping, dog. This is the problem. Who knows? Who knows what he was doing? It doesn't matter.
I think who was the when he said, "I can cook and remodel your house." Oh, who was the
Shoot shot publicly. LOL. You put an LOL at the end though, man.
Where I can cook and remodel a house. This is why you should never shoot your shot publicly. That's what the Melanin Shade Room said.
Yeah, that's not what he said.
Where's his post at? I can cook. Oh, that's
I can cook and remodel a house.
So
I guess because he was bragging, he was thirst trapping.
I guess so. But women thirst trap all the time. Why they getting mad at
that food does look good.
That's not appealing to everybody.
I don't know if this piggybacks off of what you were saying, but
who cares?
Nah, I just think that social media in general for your average person, it's a highlight reel.
Yeah, dog.
And that's his highlight.
If that's
a thirst trap to you, then okay. If not,
and this is why it took me so long to even get on.
I wasn't thirsty, but when I saw his floors or his food,
I don't think it's meant for you.
You got quenched?
No, it's not.
No, I think he's reading something. Or were you giving your opinion, Doja?
Somebody said if a man is
nobody should be thirsty by this.
A man is proud of himself. Let him appreciate himself.
There's no wrong answer.
And then someone else said, his handle is Chubby Hubby, so it shouldn't have been.
Yeah, that's what I saw the picture. I was like, how's this a thirst trap? He's not even doing nothing.
He didn't even say nothing.
But it's just like women to make their problems other people's problems. They're trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Say more.
He did something wrong. He did something wrong by doing something that she took a different way.
Well, why talk that way if you're single? Seems narcissistic.
What do you mean?
If you're not single.
Yeah, if you're not.
Okay, well then maybe he's a narcissist. Okay, but it's not a thirst trap.
So would you be mad if Justin posted something like that? Like, I
can cook your food. Yeah, it's just the caption is what the issue is. He should have just said, "Hey, look at what I did today," on one post, and on the next post said, "Man, I sure was hungry. I decided."
What if he'd have ended it with Black Lives Matter or something? Would that make it?
I don't think he was doing it to attract women.
I think he was. I think he was.
I think he was trying to get attention.
Although it's a very specific type of woman because Floors only turns
the
on
whole-
people
that's the
like
point.
me.
But I don't think he was trying to, get women to be all
Like,
stuff
God
all over.
damn these Floors.
All right, so
She's the one who's thirsty.
All right, so
The
let's
girl who comes.
exactly. That's the point I'm trying to
Stop
make.
being so damn thirsty.
The point I was trying to make was the issue is not with the post. The issue is with the way she
It
took
wasn't
the
no
post.
No, she wasn't the only one. Someone said, of course he is a
Okay,
partner.
and she's not
Thanks
the
for
only.
taking
And
that
she's
L
not the
for all
only
of them.
thirsty joint. There's several thirsty joints too.
I mean,
Or
he
there's
did
several
say, I can do
I
this
can
for
cook.
you.
Somebody else
He
said,
didn't
so
say
y'all
for you.
telling
He
me
said,
nobody
Nigga,
wondered
if
why
I-
he was cooking for two?
Oh, he didn't say for you. Okay, yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with what he said.
Oh, I can cook.
And then it's
them.
two plates right there.
Yeah, that's what they said.
I mean, nobody paying attention to
He
that.
was just saying, hey,
You know why? But
You
some
know what
people
I mean?
are. But here's the thing, Justin. Some people are paying attention to those details.
Yeah,
She won't.
she wasn't
Right.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I did misread. He just said, I can cook and remodel a house.
But somebody did comment say stop thirst trapping.
Oh man, look.
I mean, a number of people.
Yes,
That's. Who cares?
Well, since we highlighting what guys can do, y'all go ahead and tell us what y'all
Hey, look. I could do backflips off the roof and bowl a 200,
Oh, okay, good.
but I ain't getting no draws from it.
All right,
You gotta post it.
J
Man,
Doja,
That's the key.
nigga, who wants that?
you
Who
gotta
cares?
trap them girls.
J Doja the Israelite. What's your
I
skill?
said I could do a backflip off a roof and bowl a 200, but I ain't getting no draws from that.
You ain't feel me a wing on the house though.
J
See what I'm saying?
J Doja the Israelite said he could read you the Bible and
Man, he definitely ain't getting no draws from that.
and tap dance.
Tap dance, though?
He did say tap dance.
All right, John.
That nigga be dancing around a lot of shit, boy. Tell you what.
What's your special skill? Let's go.
You can install it.
I know what he
Nah. Yeah, I can install a thermostat, although it's
he's a falafel maker. That's not healthy enough.
For some people, they get them wet.
I can blend a mean Irish sea moss.
Mean. Get your
Smoothie.
sea moss.
Make a mean smoothie too.
Get your Irish sea moss smoothie here.
Smoothie, though. That's the wild thing about it.
Does it mean to you or to everyone?
No, it's the every.
It's mean to the thirsty one that I quench. Who's thirsty, I quench.
You post it on
Hey,
the internet.
the things that I'm proud of are simple. I do what I say I'm gonna do, and I apologize when I'm wrong. That's it.
Those are biggies.
Now, maybe they are, maybe they're not, but they're simple.
It's very noble, but you don't. But okay.
Yeah, I wasn't talking.
How
to you.
you know what he
don't.
He's never apologized to me
he's
for
a
kicking
hate-
me in the back of my shoe in 3rd grade.
What? I didn't even know I did that.
Let's talk about it.
Dumb.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about it. Obviously, it bothered Justice.
It bothers
so it's
me.
not
He's
that.
a hater.
To
That's
this
what he
day.
is.
To this day.
That's what he is. His wife clapped for something I said, and he said he felt like he had to say something.
I thought that was noble.
He felt like he had to
do
make
what
some
you
dumb
say
shit
you're
up.
gonna do.
He does what he say he's gonna do, but he does not.
And
he
I
knows when to-
I apologize, nigga. I'm still waiting for you.
I'll
Your apology when you left me stranded outside of your wife's house.
What? Me?
Yeah, and your wife was calling you. She didn't know where you was at either, nigga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that fight that y'all got in.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry that my phone was not working at the time.
Nah,
You
I
shouldn't
mean,
even went to that event. That was dumb.
no. Well, hold on, I'm not getting into that now. I'm just,
Hey, now this is an interesting thing. I don't know if I should talk about it.
no.
Probably
You
not.
probably should.
I don't know about
All right,
about
that
it.
event I went to.
Tree, man.
No, you
Nobody
shouldn't.
gonna know. Nobody gonna know.
You
who the
shouldn't
person
talk
is.
about it.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Nobody
ahead.
gonna
No,
know who
you
the person is.
shouldn't know.
Trees.
So I was looking
Kira,
at
do you know? Do you know what he's about to
Yes.
say?
I shouldn't talk about it.
I'm intrigued.
I don't think so.
We could always edit it out.
We'll just say this. Have you guys checked? This is a question for John and Justin. Have you guys checked the sex offender registry in your neighborhood? You have?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you know where they live in
Yeah.
this neighborhood?
They tell you all.
Yeah. It's one.
Are you pointing?
Well, you
All right,
can't
all right,
really
y'all
see
got,
it
all right,
from
y'all
here.
got chill.
Yeah.
But you can see. I know where the house is.
Oh, really?
Funny thing is, I don't know if it's the guy that I see all the time that I suspect it is.
Do you still speak? You be like, hey.
He he's so weird
You don't
that we don't make eye contact to speak. I almost think there's something wrong with him mentally.
I think it's because you're black.
He's black.
Oh wow.
Oh God! In the purge, y'all.
Yes.
Purge can't even go on that job. You gotta be like,
Now here's the kicker. I'm like 90% sure it's him,
Yeah.
but there's a 10% chance that he's not going into that house. I haven't seen him go in there. I always see him come from
they post
there.
the pictures of people though.
They do.
They do.
So what
They
They
do.
do.
I think that is him. I think that's why I saw the picture. So I saw the picture before we moved.
Okay.
Right? Then when we moved, the smart thing would be to just look at it again. I never looked at it again, but I said, that's the guy I think that I saw.
I don't think I've looked.
And then I saw the address to the direction he always goes and comes from, and I'm like, that's him.
Bro,
That's him.
crazy, though.
I need to look up my.
I've never looked it up.
You should.
I should. Yeah, you're right. I should.
It's gonna freak you out.
No.
It's gonna freak you out that there's so many sex offenders.
Luckily, it
out
wasn't
It
nobody on
is.
my street.
But the thing is about that sex offender thing is
But the interesting thing is,
It's situational.
it's very situational.
You don't know what happened.
They will throw the tag on you, and you could just be, you know.
That's
Yeah.
the flip side to it.
man.
Because he could be mentally ill, and although what he did may not have been
Correct.
wrong,
Right.
but technically
Or
it
could've
was
been-
because somebody was like, "Oh my God, he," you know what I mean, was looking or something. You know what I mean?
Or it could have been a situation where, you know, he like the what's that white guy who married that black girl
How the
in
hell did
Virginia.
we get here?
Love it.
Love him. It could have been a situation like that. An older guy with
Or Lenny.
a younger, or R. Kelly type of situation.
Or Lenny.
Well, that's a sex offender. But he's a sex offender.
Mice and Men.
Oh, he was a little off. Yeah, he didn't know.
He didn't know what was inappropriate.
Yeah.
He thought being friends with children was because he mentally was there.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was mentally a child. Like,
Oh, you know what though? Speaking of that, that's one of the arguments that some of these child molesters try to use now. They be like, I mentally identify as a child. That's what that whole little stupid shit with Dwayne Wade, all that type of shit is gonna come back and backfire, man. Because if you got a child that's saying I identify as a woman or a girl or whatever,
Then you're not a child no more.
Or but yeah, if you got that right, then why can't an adult identify as a child? You see what I'm trying to say? You picking up what I'm putting down?
so it's just open Pandora's box.
It's just opening it up.
Nigga,
yo.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what's going to happen.
Basically, we realized that somebody we know is
Oh,
Your
word.
husband is on that joint.
on or not we, somebody he knows is on there.
It's
I
on
can
there.
believe it.
It's on-
sex offender
The
list.
husband.
The husband is on the list.
Can you like allude to what?
He likes.
No. I was just saying like
On his charge,
on his charge.
It says something about like a minor on a cell phone or technology. So it might have been
Probably
like
pornography or something.
pornography or sexting or some shit like that.
knows?
Who knows? It didn't get into details.
Or just talking to a minor.
He could have been just
But
talking.
he wasn't charged. Nah, I'm not saying but he wasn't charged for rape or.
Nah, it wasn't nothing like, you know.
Yeah, I don't know how I would handle
But
that.
they got certain levels. They got certain tiers. They got tier
Yeah,
1,
one,
tier
two,
2, and 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looking at it. Look.
I know I'm trying.
I wouldn't know how to.
Is it pictures or?
Yeah, it's all pictures. It's not even. There's no information.
This-
No, you gotta scroll over for the
Yeah,
rest
no,
of
they
the
have the-
information.
they have
It
everything.
should give you the name and address.
Address.
What radius? What is this? Is this our?
This is my house.
Oh, this is your house.
No, it's not hard to find out. All you gotta do is
No, I was surprised. This is actually happened to me.
What are the
before.
tiers for?
The types of crime. So
some stuff isn't
non-violent,
as bad as other stuff.
non-violent versus violence.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
Got y'all niggas.
That
man.
actually happened to me. Somebody I knew ended up being on the registry, but it ended up being something like that happened when he was like 18 and the girl was 16 and the parents,
Yeah, that's what I'm
didn't
thinking with this
appreciate
guy.
it.
Yeah.
So
I
but
think there are a
it-
level of people
it
on that
sucks
list.
because
You
for the
never
rest
know.
of your life you have to go and report, and I think they have to
Everywhere
do
you
that
move.
twice a year. Like every 6 months, they have to go and take a
You gotta
picture
check in, and whenever you move, you gotta report yourself.
and take a picture.
certain
Update your
states
picture.
pass laws where children, even if all parties involved are underage, if they get caught sexting and one of the other parents complains and wants to press charges, they have to register as sex offenders, even into their adulthood, even though they're minors.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Yes, that's why you can't do that.
You're saying if they sex while they're a child.
Yeah. Two 14-year-olds get caught sexting by one of the parents, and one of the parents wants to press charges.
It'll follow them.
They have to register as a sex offender.
Wow.
If charged.
Let me tell you, it's hard to.
Yes.
This technology thing is a whole different animal.
This joint right here says transportation for illegal sexual activity, which means all this person did was drive or give bus fare to an individual.
Before they had sex with them.
But did he have sex?
But that's the thing. We don't even know if they can have sex with them.
Yeah, I think
they could have just been. This could have been the parent of the person who took.
No, I'm sure that it's.
My nigga, it literally says transportation for illegal sexual activity. What does that mean?
Give more details,
This is the woman for one.
For illegal sex activity.
Yes. What does that mean?
So he was giving you a ride.
It was a woman.
Yeah. She could have gave him money to go on the metro.
She could have helped somebody.
You don't know. Like, we don't know what it is.
She was aiding in the bed.
But is she an actual sex offender though?
Where's the illegal sex activities coming in?
See, we don't know. This list is I don't know.
I would rather have it than not.
I mean, I get it too, but you gotta understand what we do with information.
So I'll tell you why the law that I was talking about was passed, right? What happened was there were 3 kids involved. There was, I believe, 2 guys and everybody was underage. 2 guys and a female, right? One of the guys and the female were an item, right? I don't know. The story gets unclear whether she knew or she didn't know, but she went over her boyfriend's house. His friend was there. One thing led to another. The friend ends up getting pictures of her indecently exposed.
And shares them.
Yes, he should be on the sex offender list.
But once everything went down, the father, or I'm guessing her guardians, was like, I want both of those young men charged because they set this up. Right. So from their perspective, it looked like it was a setup. Right. They were trying to do this. But the other boy was like, man, this was my girlfriend. I didn't know he was going to do this. Right. We were just doing our thing. Right. The girl never got to say anything.
Yeah, but
that's because they didn't. Her mom, she's a minor, so her mom and dad could legally speak for her. And so what happened was they went to a case or whatever. I want to say it reached maybe not Supreme Court level, but either way, a law was passed in that particular state. I don't remember which one it was, but then other states started adopting that law because of this. Yes,
that's scary.
It is.
Yeah, yo, for you.
Especially you can't make a mistake as a child.
These girls can be young girls can be so dangerous. I remember I taught middle school, and I don't know.
I'm sorry, Karen.
I'm sorry.
I taught middle school. I was saying, and I had a student I never forget because this girl was like. Middle school's already hard, but girls will challenge you, especially as a female teacher. But this girl was coming at me like she was really grown. Like she was 12, but she looked like she was grown. She had bigger boobs than I did, you know, a bigger ass, butt. She had a bigger butt than I did.
Are we not allowed to say ass anymore?
No, I'm
talking about a kid, man.
But I mean, she was fully developed. Okay. That's what I'm saying.
So you was checking.
And come to find out, one day I come to work and this girl came up to me. No, was it a girl or a boy? I feel like it was a boy. He came up to me and was like, "Hey, can I show you something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what can you show?" He's like, "Are you gonna tell?" I'm like, "Well."
Is this a student that said this to you?
Yes. I'm like, "Well, I don't want to tell, but what is it?" He's like, "It's a video of this student I was just telling you about basically having sex." And I'm like, oh no, I can't see that. You know, that's child pornography. Right. But then I was like, okay, what do I do with this information? So I called my supervisor, who was like, because the kids are not going to bring it to the principal. No. You know, they're going to bring it to somebody they trust. So he was like, oh, you need to get the video from it. I'm like, oh Lord, because then I'm going to have the video on my phone, like this is going to come back to me. But with the kids, the video had already been widespread. They had started selling it. They were selling it. They were charging their friends $1 to watch it, and $3 if you wanted them to text it to you.
Dang.
So the video was already going around the school. Yeah, going viral for the school. And this girl is reverse cowgirling. I mean, this for a 12-year-old. And the thing that caught my eye is, I guess kids can be hairy. But the guy, you don't see his face at all, of course. Oh. But the guy's legs are so hairy. I mean, it literally looked like a grown man's legs. And I'm like, damn, like I felt so bad. So, you know, after all this came out, the school calls the mom up, and the mom is pissed. But not because apparently the mom had already found out about the video. So she wasn't upset about the video. She was upset about the kids selling it, and she wanted them kids to get in trouble. But it's like, I get it, but we gotta address the first issue. We need to address the real issue before.
Is everything okay with
At this point, we can't control who has the video get into it. That's why I say technology.
Who is your daughter around that's allowing her to record this?
Not just record, to do it. She's 12, you know. Right. So at this point,
I understood what y'all saying. So you can't record it if you can't.
Oh yeah, man. But
who was holding the camera? Was it her?
I don't know. It wasn't
somebody
her.
else holding the camera.
I don't know. I didn't want anything.
Terrible.
I was so nervous walking that video from to my boss's office.
Because you couldn't text it to your boss.
No.
Because that's in that trading.
I think I did end up texting it to them. I'm like, let's get this out of my phone.
I think in a court of law, you can
come here with me, young man.
Yeah.
Right. That's as far as it would went with me.
Yeah, I mean, I did what I was instructed.
You can't confiscate your child's phone. You can't.
No.
You can't do that.
But at that point, it's like once something like that, once you put something on the internet, you cannot take it back. It goes.
That joint is done, dog.
That is a fact.
Yeah, there's a lot of young girls that go through that too, though, man. They might send their picture to somebody.
What'd you say?
Justin, you can't call children dumb, even though.
No, I'm just saying, but there's a lot of young girls that go through that. They send their picture to a boy, and that boy send it all over.
Why? Because the powers that be now love that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? The kids, they see the girls on live. That's what they
Demon Time.
And that's what they feel like they need to do to be famous, to be notable.
They're just doing what they see.
Yeah, but just imagine how traumatized.
See, we know better because we know what life was like without that.
Yeah.
Just imagine how bad it is for a girl who does something like that, and then everybody, you know, that shit spreads around the whole school.
Yeah. Kids don't. Kids cannot foresee consequence the way adults can, which is why some of the actions that they.
I feel so
cancel the internet. Cancel the internet.
No, for real, all of them right now.
Cancel it.
I'm trying to
internet cancel it.
Get off.
I mean, this is now 5 years later. I want to think that nobody's looking at that video, but I guess the people who know her probably are. You know,
they remember it.
Remember it. I remember.
That's ingrained in their memory, dog.
Yeah.
It's like R. Kelly and that little girl.
Huh?
It's like an R. Kelly tape.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
I remember that joint. That's the sad part.
Especially because it was grainy and.
I didn't get to see that video.
I didn't get to see it.
I don't know how y'all got to see it.
Yeah.
I didn't get to see it either. I'm just talking about when it happened.
By the time I knew where to look for it, it was already blocked or pulled down or something. I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, man. I didn't get to see it.
Not that I would have wanted.
I've never seen it in my life.
Dang. Well, guys, what didn't we touch on today? Let's see.
Children. And we shouldn't.
We did not touch any kids. Thank goodness. No kids were harmed.
No kids were harmed in this recording.
Y'all still messing with Starbucks?
No.
What'd they do wrong?
They said they're not supporting Black Lives Matter or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, so y'all are messing.
Oh, they did. All right, so that means y'all love them, right?
Nah, actually, they basically said, hey, look, we're gonna run our business like we want to run our business. So no, you can't just wear whatever you want to wear to work. But we will give out stuff and support.
No. They came back and said that.
Yeah.
But
that's not what they meant when they with their first statement.
They said you cannot wear Black Lives Matter stuff to work. But
why would you wear
any business?
The issue is they were okay. No. The issue is they were okay with people wearing rainbow stuff, rainbow pins and stuff like that. So that was why it was a big issue.
But if they read, then they would know better, right?
If they read the website, they would know
that Black Lives Matter
is a rainbow.
So how about they?
You know who the biggest in the room is now.
Well, now they're doing them one up. They say we're gonna buy you your Black Lives Matter /
we'll dictate
rainbow.
how your Black Lives matter.
We're gonna buy it for you to wear on our uniform.
LGBTQ+.
Hey, look, you can't force people to care about stuff that they don't care about. That's just what it is, dog.
Technically, you can make them act like they care about it.
Yeah, which is fine, but you know.
And that's what I think is going on right now.
I don't think there's one thing going on. I think there's several things going on.
Right about that. But I think that's definitely one of the things that's going on.
Yeah, people are pretending.
People are pretending.
Absolutely.
This is a trendy thing going on.
I do think.
But I think a lot of people are being alerted to the idea of what it actually means to be black on a day-to-day basis.
Well, they understand that we are in captivity is almost over for us. It's pretty much ended right now. I think T.I. I don't think I said it to you. T.I. said this shit. He's like, the Bible prophesies about 400 years of slavery.
Talking to the mic, they might want to hear that.
The Bible prophesies
400 years
to the Israelites, who we are. That's who we are. 400 years of slavery / oppression. And I want to say 2019 that ended.
Yeah, 1619.
1619. So
this is 2020.
It's a new wave coming in now, and now everybody is, starting to realize, Ice Cube was like, hey man, we the chosen people. And then he got called out for being anti-Semitic. There's a lot of people starting to realize what time it is. And it's a lot of Caucasian people who are just starting to realize that their time is up. And that's exactly why we might be in a race war. So get your guns.
I do think, John, that video that you sent with the black guy from, I forget which organization, but he was the most eloquent in stating what black people should be doing next.
I actually got that from your friend. I'm not going to say
Christy.
his name. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Shouts out to Christy.
Hey, John. Hey, Doja. So, I'm sorry. This 400 years of prophecy that you speak about, how do you know about this?
It's in Exodus.
It's in Exodus. Okay. So you gave the public an option to go get their guns. So I'm gonna give everybody another option. Justin found this in a very reachable book. It's called the Bible. You can go get one of those too.
Yeah,
and you can go read.
Most people got Bible.
Getting guns is a personal decision that you shouldn't be scared into or pressured into because whatever. But
you shouldn't be pressured into it.
But educate yourself. That's all.
Your Bible could be your gun too.
Exactly.
That could be your sword. But you might want to get a real one too.
I'm Byron F. Wilson, founder of the Wilson Academy.
Founder of the Byron F. Wilson. Check out his video. He yes.
I don't know what
he's definitely giving a plan of there's 3 or 4 points of next steps that we should be doing as a community. It is 8 minutes, and I didn't think I was going to watch all 8, but I ended up watching the whole thing. In short, I will say arming yourself is a point. Arming your community, arming. Not arming. I don't know what it's this wine.
I'm drunk, y'all. I'm drunk.
It's from Cooper's Hall. It's delicious. Arming yourself is a point.
I'm me. Together we can live in harmony.
Hey man, you can sing, dog.
So I've signed up for a class. I was supposed to take it today, but I think I'm gonna do it.
Oh, that's
next
why you
weekend.
signed it, because you watched that video.
I did.
Okay. I was asking you why you did it.
I think we need
You wanna
to.
harm yourself?
Yeah,
Good
I
for
would
you,
rather be
Kiara.
prepared and not scared. You know, and I'm not just saying this for white people or if there's some sort of race war. I'm saying if anybody,
Just in general.
yeah, just I would rather be prepared.
I think
Prepare for what?
Didn't Minnesota
If somebody
defund
enters
the
my
police?
house, and I don't know about
Well, what
it,
if they don't have a gun and they just entered your house? Now you just arm them.
no, I armed
No?
myself.
You did? Oh, okay. All right.
Teach you how to handle that.
Hey, but listen, though, didn't Minnesota disarm the police? I mean, defund the police? And aren't they talking about defunding
I don't
police
know if anybody's
in
done
other
it.
places and shit like that?
I don't know if
Yeah,
anybody.
there has
States,
been
in
a
liberal
topic.
states.
Yeah,
they talking about
defunding the
defunding the
police.
police department.
Because somebody was getting flack for defending it, like a black person. Oh, the dude from Insecure. He's
the light-skinned brother?
yeah, he's actually saying not to defund
What
police.
y'all think about that? Should the police?
I honestly don't know enough about what the
So
discussion is.
basically, is being so what some people are doing, and I feel like most of them are people who don't understand. People of non-color are basically calling out the community because there's like, young, this is stupid. Imagine what you're gonna do in a certain situation where you need help, and who are you gonna call? You can't call
you need
Ghostbusters.
police, yeah.
But say, okay, but that's not what defund the police is about.
What is it about?
It's basically about the whole defund the police thing is saying that when stuff like this happens, what they do is they actually give more funds and resources to the police.
Right.
Right? And the police,
Obviously.
hold on, and the police are supposed to be the ones that control or are used when things happen in the community.
To police.
Instead of actually taking that money and funding programs and things inside of the community so that people could help themselves so that we will need the police less. That is what defund the police means. That's the idea of where
behind
the
it.
whole defund the police thing comes in.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
instead of hiring more racist cops or giving them more weapons or tools to use against people in the community,
they saying put more into the community.
put more
add more
into
value
the
to the community in general.
Okay, so are police departments gonna still have their budgets?
Yeah.
So that's what they were saying. No, like for instance, New York has a $6 billion police budget.
To do what?
But that's New York, though.
That's to pay. No. I see why New York needs.
I see why
New
New
York
York
has
needs
the
it,
biggest police
yes.
department in the world. I understand why they
They
need
got
it.
criminal too.
But with that size police department, you open yourself up to a lot of not enough oversight.
Not
Who the
enough
hell-
oversight at
who the
all.
hell is gonna oversee the
Yeah.
world's
Is any of that
largest
$6
police?
billion going towards oversight?
Well, it has to, but still, you have to understand, it has to be that much harder to manage, maintain, and
Oh,
oversee.
no doubt.
oversee
With
a
numbers
police
like
force
that.
big.
No doubt.
So that's what we see. We see a lot of the stuff that's not being
Corona.
managed. Yeah,
Corona.
a lot of the corruption. I would say.
Rona.
It's a lot of corruption. Like there was a lot of minority police officers in New York years ago who came out and said that it's a lot of racism that they experience
As cops.
as cops and within the police force.
I bet.
And coming from the police force and telling them to cramp down on minorities and things of that nature. I think those type of things need to be discussed. Like what Justice said earlier, or somebody said about the no choking and you can't just bust in somebody's house. You know, without
There
knocking.
need to be more rules and
There need to be
regulations
more
put
rules and
in place
regulations
for
put in
police.
place for that, you know.
I agree.
Because it's not even just because I think like 200 something black people die to unarmed black people die to police every year.
How does the no knock thing help Breonna Taylor?
Because they would have knocked before they bust up in there. So
it doesn't help her name. She's dead.
In essence, she would have had a chance to defend herself.
Okay, and say, hey, you guys are at the wrong address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Because that's what the issue was. They had a warrant for the wrong address.
Right.
Yeah.
They're saying that possibly that could have been resolved. It wouldn't have been her dying in the end.
Well, if you just knock and say, hey, are you 15?
We have a warrant for 15, 16, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, oh, this 15, 18. Oh, never mind.
If they had if they had the correct address but the wrong address at the same time,
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Nothing she could do?
No.
You knock first?
Wrong.
No, but he's saying suppose they had
What would they say? You know,
the correct address,
14531,
but just the wrong. They had the correct address,
but the wrong
that
person.
Was wrong.
wrong person.
But still, like you said, it would be like
The accountability still needs to be.
And it would have been like,
Shawnee Taylor.
oh, I see what you're saying.
Like, I'm not.
I see what you're saying. I'm not that person.
They gonna still.
They be like, they gonna be behind the door like, they gonna be behind the door like, are you serious?
Now, how do I know you?
Now, how do I know you're not really Sean Ron Taylor?
They gonna have to find another way to get her. You know, that's, at that point, listen. At least she's still alive.
Be real with me. Are you telling me?
Get creative.
Yeah, but will the
You gotta go to the grocery store.
Yeah, but will the cops be alive though? Because you have to understand.
And that's the other side.
And this
gave
the
you
other
a chance
side.
to practice your constitutional rights.
Cops legitimately run. 90% of the people cops run across are criminals, or are bad people, or are people. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess when you're
90%,
the number's arbitrary. The point is that
cops run into bad people. Cops go at
and they're preconditioned in their minds like, yo, I gotta be ready because otherwise, I mean, you don't know what that cop had to deal with this morning, or you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I know cops.
How many times he's been shot at, or whatever the case may be. I mean, those guys on edge too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know, you know, the good from the bad. There's nothing that runs across somebody's head, and I'm not supporting the police.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I digress.
You heard me? Larry Warner gonna get his head bust.
You heard me?
Hey, y'all niggas stupid, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They said Derek Chauvin gonna get $1 million pensions still.
Yeah.
Who?
Derek Chauvin.
The guy who killed George Floyd. He's still set to get $1 million pension.
Was he set to get $1 million pension before?
Yeah.
And that's how.
Oh,
And
okay.
that's another issue with the whole $6 million budget. Like the unions come in and they say, "Oh, if you get 20 years, you get whatever your last year's salary is for the rest of your life." So people, their last year's salary, they may work double overtime, triple overtime, and end up making double their normal salary, and then the system has to pay that for the rest of their life. And if you only put 20 years in, and you started the police force at you were 20 and you retired at 40, and you don't die till you 90.
Right. You're gonna get that until you die because it's a pension.
Yeah.
Damn, they worked that system.
I should have been a cop.
Very well.
You know who's behind the unions, allegedly.
What y'all think about
Who?
Mafia.
Oh.
what y'all think about Biden allegedly holding hands with the KKK Grand Wizard?
John posted that.
Yeah, John posted that. I don't know what he was talking about, but
Who's John?
No, that was you.
I don't know who John.
You posted that picture.
I did.
Who the hell is Joe?
Yeah, of Joe Biden holding hand, like he was up in the truck or something,
like this,
shaking
man.
With
hands.
the Grand Wizard.
Yeah, the KKK.
My.
KKK brother.
Are you being facetious?
Yes, he is.
That's funny.
If that dude is a KKK member, that's
He's a
something
former
interesting.
He's a former KKK member.
Apparently,
Who,
Biden
Biden?
is too.
Oh, Biden was you?
That's what some studies have
So
shown.
they're saying people can change. Y'all got real quiet.
That's kind
I
of.
mean,
They
I'm not
said-
opposed to that.
You don't think people can change?
Well, I've changed.
People
So,
can't change shit.
I don't know
But
if you want that
did
person
you
as your
once
next
become-
president.
Were you once a
though.
member of the KKK?
But I mean, I guess all
no,
things considered,
but I
doesn't
did
matter.
hate. But I did hate a group of people.
It don't matter.
You did?
Yes,
Because, I mean, I'm sure Trump ain't ready to farm for black people.
and I don't anymore.
You hated a group of people,
Yes,
and now you don't.
and now I don't.
You used to hate people? What group of people did you
But
hate?
the difference is you hating those people didn't get them
It was
murdered.
based on ignorance.
It didn't get them murdered. It
Do
didn't
you mind sharing what kind of people you hate?
systemically stop them from getting advancements.
Well, I guess maybe hate is a wrong word, but I guess the things that I did or things that I said would
You didn't
could have
torture
been
their
considered
families and terrorize
hate.
their
No,
families.
I didn't do anything like
So
that.
that's not the same as being a member of the KKK.
Well, it comes from the same place though.
No, it doesn't. Because
mean-
it's you hating them does
You
nothing
act
to
on
them
it.
versus a whole
How did I
organization
didn't act on it by what? What do you mean?
You
of
would go
dangerous people.
and put a cross, burn a cross in their house on the front lawn,
Okay, I mean,
and tell them to come out, nigga.
I guess,
Or-
so does
or
that
pulling
make me
them out
worse?
the house.
I don't, so does that make me less worse? I
And
don't
then lynch
understand.
them.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
man.
think so.
Man,
That was
no,
some hate
look,
shit,
look. The KKK is just like any other religious group. It preys on people who are lost, and some people just need direction, dog. If it wasn't the KKK, something else stupid would have got them. That would have gotten them after
The
that.
problem is now
And some of those people
your
may not really-
KKK members
No,
are your
I'm just
police
keep- no,
officers.
I'm just keeping it real.
And judges.
I'm just keeping it real. Certain people are susceptible or vulnerable to wanting.
You think that's a vulnerability?
Power.
Just listen to what I'm saying to you. There are people who pray to gods who don't really care about that God, but there's a girl at that church that they like, and so there's a pastor that they like, or whatever the case may be. Like, people are susceptible to information.
I think that religion that you're talking about, of hating black people in particular and acting on it, is a religion in itself.
I
And I
agree.
think it's a way of life for some of those people.
But what I'm telling you is ways of life. That is just what it is
I
for
don't know if
those.
that's a vulnerability. I think that's just,
All right, but listen,
that's
but,
just who they are.
all right, but what I'm saying is that way of life. If you're surrounded by a bunch of people who acts and lives as if that way of life is the norm, and those are your friends or those are the people you are surrounded by, you don't really know any better. All right, so for instance, growing up, right, listening to rap music, I have friends that have admitted to me, they've told me, bruh, this person had a father in his life. This person told me, dog, I thought, based on rap, I thought that's how we were supposed to treat women. I did not know that women were not supposed to be treated this way or that way. I thought it was cool to do this. It was cool to have multiple women at one time. It was cool to not respect women in this way. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be.
What kind of impact did that person's father have in his life? Sounds
either
like
way, that person was lost. That's
Just
Yeah, he sounds like he had no impact.
my point is at a point that person was completely lost.
Yeah.
And at some point
vulnerable.
At some point came to a sense, right? And what I'm saying is anybody or everybody can be susceptible. I'm sure all of us have a story or two.
But I don't think I agree with you saying, but I don't think it's that way for everybody.
No, maybe
You know what I'm saying?
not.
Because I
maybe
think it's three different types of races. I think it's one that they feel inferior to black people, so they project their hate.
But I feel inferior to white people.
You shouldn't, but
I do.
I think it's people who are just ignorant.
Why do you feel inferior to white people?
What do you mean? Why do I feel inferior?
What makes you feel inferior to white people?
I just feel like, I don't know, black is better. I feel like we are God's chosen people, and
So
we're His
that's
people.
not-
superior.
Superior. That
You
means
feel that they're inferior to you.
Oh, I used the wrong word. Oh, okay.
Okay.
that's a hell of a wrong word to use.
That's all right. That's all right. We're moving on.
Oh, okay.
We just want to get some clarity. So we was over here like, what?
Okay, no, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I used the wrong word. I apologize, but yeah.
So yeah, we're on the same thing. If you feel like black people are God's chosen people.
Yeah, but and I think some of these white people know that too. You know,
What would they do?
Which
or
fuels
they
their hatred. Is that what
which
you're saying?
fuels their hatred. And their hatred for us is biblical, man, because we got their blessing, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, because it's the story of
Lucifer.
Esau and Jacob, man.
Okay.
Esau was born first. He was supposed to get the blessing from his father.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much, God was like, nah, it's going to be Jacob, you heard me? And we got that blessing. Well, actually, Esau sold his birthrights to Jacob for, I want to say some soup or something like that.
Esau was black.
Esau was red.
Esau is what some called
Yeah, it's like a albino type of person.
resembles people that are not black
He
these
was
days.
pretty much white. Yeah, he was lacking melanin.
Okay.
Yeah, and Jacob was
Not lacking.
Nah, he was melanated.
Was not like it,
You know.
And everybody, well, not everybody, but it's said that error and evil comes from lacking.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Yeah, but that goes to my point.
It does.
You know. So with that being said, we have been at war with them since back then. You know, we've been at war, we've been at odds with them since back then. And they technically our brothers at the end of the day. Now they've gone on and done some other things and mixed with other type of people and mixed with other sources of DNA, so to speak.
That is not right.
They got some weird shit going on with some of them, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the ones that we encounter on a day-to-day basis. I'm talking about the people that actually make these rules and these laws out there for us, allegedly. But
Hey, real quick though, did y'all see what Lou Williams was basically saying about the NBA continuing its season, like trying to
Yeah,
have a
like
championship
people are
and all
more
that?
concerned about that than fighting for their
Equality.
rights.
Yeah, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Which isn't true, but
I couldn't give a fuck if the sports don't come back.
Yeah, Kiki the Don has spoken.
I am doing just all right with.
Hey, to be honest with you, I feel the same way, yo. I ain't gonna lie, I could care less right now.
Let me tell you, I don't have to see another basketball dribbled, tennis shoes screeching, fan
you
tolerant.
gotta want to see football when it comes.
I don't have to see that shit either. I don't have to see sayonara. Enjoy.
She
You
said
have enough
sorry.
money.
They're not gonna have no more concerts though. Like,
You have enough
how
money.
can they have more sports events? You know,
Yeah, how they gonna pop up with some games?
everybody
and
got
stuff?
to be with each other.
Well, now they saying the games are gonna be televised, like they're doing it at Disney World. in
yeah.
Orlando.
So
There's a
all
push
the
to
all
go
the games are
Orlando.
gonna be in one place,
Yeah, but
and
like
and
I-
you have to
and
you have to be tested to enter that place.
yeah, and it's only
I
gonna be a
could care
select
less.
amount.
And there are not gonna be any fans.
Right.
It definitely won't be me, even if
Here, we heard you the first time, and no one else is laughing because no one thinks it's funny. But look, so look.
These guys are getting passionate. They miss sports.
No. It's just no one's getting passionate. It's the laughter that is
Oh,
annoying.
it's me.
Yeah, no, it's not. Your opinion is fine.
Hating sports.
I know this one is getting upset. He loves his
No,
sport.
I mean, so actually, I think it was a good idea for them to cancel sports. Although I miss it, I do like a lot of things that have come out of sports being gone.
I like sports.
To be honest with you, I don't even think a lot of this would be a big deal if sports was like prominent. Like I think that's just another distraction that we would have had to go against. And I don't think if people weren't in the house for 3 months upset and needing a reason to actually come out and do stuff, like I think everything has kind of played a hand in things working the way that they've worked. As Lou Williams said, what people should be actually focusing on. Because we have so much less to focus on at this
He
point.
said people should be focused on equality. You
Right.
think that's what it should be?
Yes, I feel like people should be focused on equality.
I think he was generalizing the current movement.
What you mean?
I think he was summarizing the current movement that's
Right.
going on right now
Right.
socially as equality. And he's saying, hey, instead of us focusing on basketball, let's focus on what is at hand
Right,
now.
which
this is more important.
Which is fighting for equality.
Yes,
Correct.
that's what he was saying. I think.
But equality is the wrong word.
Yeah, man. There's no such thing. You know, nobody's equal.
No two people are the same.
No two people are the same.
But
As
that's
long as
but
we
that's
be
not what
somebody-
people mean when they say equality.
Right.
Yeah, that's not what they mean, but that's exactly what it means, though. Equality means.
All right, hey, well, since we're doing this, that defund the police thing, we need to change that too, because that's not
should.
exactly
That's
what
not
is
what they
happening.
mean, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
should
they
call
should.
it
Call it what it is. Call
delegate
it what it is.
resources to the community
Yeah.
instead of giving them all to the police
Reallocate the
department.
resources properly.
Thank you.
But the thing is
Well, they
Defund
wouldn't
the
be taking
police
funds away from the
it's
police.
short, it's memorable, it's
No,
channeled.
it's
But
stupid.
that's what they're doing.
Defund to reallocate.
Reallocate the police.
to fund.
Yes.
Defund the police
So
to fund the community.
So we come to the conclusion. Well, I'm coming to the conclusion. They're giving the police less money.
That's what they want.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're fighting for.
Yeah.
And in some cases, it's not even about giving them less money. In some cases, when stuff like this happens, they give them more money.
They do give them
You
more
see what
money.
I'm saying? And it's just like, no, don't do
Don't
that.
give them money for training.
No, we're good,
Yes.
dog.
This is what democracy looks like. That's
This
a
is what
change.
democracy looks like.
That's a fact.
I think that this is also a Justinism, but I think the celebrating of round numbers, arbitrary numbers, is stupid. I think it's dumb.
Celebrating numbers.
Celebrating
I'm talking about like
something because it has a zero on the end of it.
Technically, we should be celebrating 9 because that's more of a number of completion.
Maybe 7 is too.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys for joining in this week.
Black Lives Matter.
Gay lives matter too, according to Black Lives Matter.
All lives matter.
No, we can't end it with
All lives
that. We
matter?
can't end it with that.
No, come on, man.
The name of this show needs to be Black Lives Matter?
More.
Question mark?
Black Lives Matter more.
BLGBT.
No. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming out to the How Did We Get Here Civil Rights National Action Network.
That's what it needs to be.
Thanks for joining us today.
We out. That was good.